Hey everyone, my name is Dan. I'm from Nova Scotia, Canada, and today I'm going to teach a tool that I use a lot when I solo. Now, I like country guitar and bluegrass guitar, but this tool can be applied to any style: jazz, rock, blues, country, bluegrass, or folk, any style really. And it's the basic concept of what do you play when these chords are going, when this progression is playing. Where do you start? And a good place to start is with a technique called chord tones. Now, what does that mean? Well, chord tones are basically the notes in the chord. So let's say you have a chord progression, G, C, D, G, in the key of G, and this is playing behind you, or like a backing track or a rhythm section is playing this. So let's say we have the G, C, D, G. So we basically have a 1 chord, which is G. We have a 4 chord, which is C. And a D is a 5 chord. And G is the 1 chord in the key of G. Now, what do I mean by 1, 4, 5? Just quickly here. G being the 1 chord, 1, 2, 3, 4. C is the 4th degree of the scale, so it would be the 4 chord. D, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. D is the 5th degree of the G scale, so we call this the 5 chord. So what can we play on each of those chords? Well, on the G chord, you can play the G chord tones, or emphasize these tones, or you can target these notes and make them, just make them sing more, right? And it's going to sound good because it's in the chord, right? So the G chord tones are G, B, and D. And how do I know that? Well, to build a major chord, you need 3 tones, 3 notes. The root, which is the 1, you need a 3rd and a 5th. So in the key of G, in the G scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So G, A, B, C, D. So 1, 3, 5. So anywhere on your neck, if you can play a G, B, and a D, or a D, these notes will sound good while this G chord is being played by the rhythm section or by a backing track or whatever. When you play over the C chord, you can do the same concept, 1, 3, 5 in C. C, E, and G. And the same concept in D, 1, 3, 5 in D, D, F sharp, A. So we basically have our 3 sets of 3-note chord tones for each chord, right? So when this is playing, when the progression is playing, focus on these notes and your solos will sound pretty good, right? So just to give you an example, I'm going to play a little bit and kind of emphasize these notes, and hopefully you can hear the chord kind of changing. I don't have a backing track with me, but hopefully you'll hear. So G, C, D, C, So I don't know if you could kind of hear the chords changing, but I was really trying to emphasize these chord tones as in my head, each chord was playing. And what do you do in between? Well, after that, you kind of choose the sound you want to create with scales, which will be in another lesson. But you choose which sound you want to play in between these chord tones. So hopefully it'll give you an insight of what to do, where to start. Just try to aim for these chord tones, and these chord tones are everywhere on your neck. GBD, GBD, they're everywhere. And one way to really visualize these chord tones is just to make these chords G. You can really see them where they are. If you do a bar chord like G, you can see it there. It's kind of like a bar chord of a C shape, but it's a G chord. There. Just do G's everywhere. G chords, and you're going to see on your neck everywhere where these notes are. Same thing for the C chord, and same thing for D. Right? So just play around with that, try to get a backing track, G, C, D, or any backing track like that, and just try to hit, even just practice the chord tones, just to see really where they are and get a feel for this sound. And then eventually we'll pop in some scales and sounds to create the actual country style. So thanks again. I hope this gives you a good tool to use and a better understanding of how soloing works, and I wish you the best of luck. So we'll see you next lesson. We'll be looking at some different techniques in the following lessons: right hand, left hand, some pedal steel stuff, some licks, some country licks, and of course some scales that are used in country music. So see you next time, alright?